So am I ready for this? Am I really ready for this? I have a guilt as a father of three. When my first son was born, we stayed 3 nights at the hospital. And on the second night, I bailed. He needed to stay an extra few nights just because of some complications with the jaundice levels. And on the second night, I just bailed. I just went home. I told my wife I just couldn't do it without the lack of sleep, and I needed to just sleep at home and come back the next day fully awake. And that's something I gotta live with, because I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready. I did all the research. We had our son June of 2020 in the heart of the pandemic, and we couldn't go anywhere. So we just stayed at home and we did all the research you could do on all the gadgets and on all the strollers and on all the car seats, and made sure the nursery was perfect. Had the diaper changing mat that was hyperallergenic, perfect mattress. Lighting was great in the room. Had the decals on the wall. Like, it was just a perfect setup, right? We had everything. We over prepared, right? But I didn't count on getting punched in the face like that first night. Where, this is someone that was getting used to getting just uninterrupted sleep, right? Just 8 hours of sleep, and now every couple hours the baby's waking up, or at least every hour, right? That first night, my wife would do the feeds and I would do the diaper changes, and I was in charge of putting the baby to sleep, burping the baby, laying the baby down. And I got through it, but it wasn't. When it came down to the second night, I just wasn't ready, and I just quit. I went home and I told my wife, hey, I'm gonna go home and just get some hours of sleep, and I'll be back the next day to help you out. But the funny thing is, when I got home, I actually didn't sleep that well. I thought I would, but I ended up just thinking about how I just left my wife and baby at the hospital all alone. I let her just... I left her all alone. I left my baby alone, and I left my wife alone. And yeah, it's something I'm not proud of. Because when I was at home all alone sleeping, all I could think about was all the preparation I did didn't really matter. I just, at the first sign of discomfort, I just bailed. And yeah, I couldn't even sleep. I actually slept worse because I think the guilt had just overcome me, and yeah, it was not something a dad should do, right? Or at least a dad that wants to be involved. And it's hard sharing that story, but I guess I realized when I came back that morning was I needed to be there to be in the game, to learn, to just deal with how uncomfortable it was. I wasn't gonna become a dad by being at home and shying away from the lack of sleep and just all these new responsibilities, right? Burping a baby, soothing a baby, cleaning a baby, holding a baby, right? I wasn't, but because I couldn't do it, I thought I needed to do more preparation. But the key for me was just to actually be there and be in it, right? Part of fatherhood is just learning as you go, right? Putting yourself there, because every day is going to be different. Every day changes. You're never really going to be prepared. You're never really going to be ready. But the key is you actually got to be there, right? And sometimes that's really all you need to do, is just to be there. Because if you're there, you'll get it. Don't worry, you'll get it. You'll be in the game, right? You can't learn to be a dad by being away, by shying away from the situation. You actually got to be there. And I was there for the third night, and it was hard, but I felt better. I felt proud of myself that I came back that third night, and no matter how tough it was, I showed up, right? And I think that's my biggest takeaway from this episode is just be there, right? Just be there, because you're never going to be ready. But the first step is just to be there, so that you can start that process of going through the daily struggles of being a dad, right? The daily challenges. But you got to put yourself in the game first. So if you enjoyed this episode, I'm doing a 10 episode series on week 1 of being a dad. I'm a dad of 3 to a 5-year-old son, 3-year-old daughter, and a 7-month-old daughter. And yeah, let's move on to episode number 2.